Time for a quick Saturday edition of the Weather Blender blog. It's been a very rough and stormy day here on our Saturday out to the west of us. Now in the Huntington area we just had some rain. You can see not too bad, and some more rain is expected to lift through. But as the night wears on, a stronger line of showers and thunderstorms is expected to be working its way toward us. So let's head on inside and let's sit down and check out some of the weather models real briefly so that you know what to expect the rest of this weekend. All right, so we're back inside now. Let's start off by looking at the radar. And remember, this is a huge weather system. And as we start off, again, we notice that we have showers on the very outer bands that extend from the eastern panhandle of West Virginia up to Michigan and curving all the way back around through Minnesota and back out to the plains. This whole thing is swirling around counterclockwise. The real strong storms, again, are mainly in western Kentucky, western Tennessee, and a whole bunch of strong stuff, again, in the south. And there was a tornado earlier that started in Louisiana and went right across Mississippi and went over Yazoo City. You're going to be hearing a lot about that one. Lots of damage out that way. Now, we have a pretty sharp line there, as you can see, going across Alabama, but if you look up in Tennessee, I think that is the line that is going to influence this region again as we roll throughout the next several hours. And again, this is going to be kind of a short-term blog, kind of a dated blog by Sunday, but just to get you up to speed, there you can see the strong storms coming across western Kentucky. You see the little arcs and kind of curves there. That indicates strong wind. Strong wind is going to be the threat. There is rain out ahead of that will cool the air a little bit, but this kind of has its own environment. It's really driven by the wind upstairs for the lift on this particular big system. And we can see kind of a stationary front here on the surface map, just draped across Kentucky. There's your next warm front, and it's right between the warm front and cold front across Mississippi and Alabama, especially in Alabama, where we see along that warm front the heaviest of the storms. Going upstairs about 18,000 feet. Now the oranges and the reds, that's what you call vorticity, that spin in the atmosphere, and basically that creates lift. And you see plenty of areas there just ahead of that orange across Kentucky and Tennessee for lift. And the circular black line in the center there stretched out across Missouri, that's an area of low pressure. So that low pressure area is moving to the east, and that's what's going to help create the showers and storms. This is looking at late Saturday night going into Sunday morning with the heaviest storms again rolling across Tennessee and southern Kentucky. Now we move out into Sunday, and this is actually Sunday night. The low has moved on up toward, let's say South Bend, Indiana. There's not as much of the oranges and yellows as you can see here. There's still a little lift, and so some of the days Sunday should be dry, but that's what we would call a dry slot here as you look at the weather model. You have a surface low over Wheeling, surface low over South Bend. You do have dry conditions from Charleston to the south, a little dry slot there, but cooler air is going to wrap back in with lighter showers again for Monday and Tuesday. So the net effect here on the weekend, the remainder of the weekend, will be the storms during Saturday night. And then, of course, we do expect that we'll have at least a chance of some rain on Sunday, but there will be a big gap in there as well, where we don't have any storms, should still be warm, and then cooling down. Would not surprise me to see a little thunderstorm develop, and maybe a little pea-sized hail on Sunday night before we change over to just some plain old showers on Monday and Tuesday. So that's the very latest on a very stormy situation. We'll keep you posted right here on the Weather Blender blog.